What's going on, YouTube Toxin here, and today I want to talk about Sonic 3 and IGN because I just got back from the Sonic 3 movie yesterday, and this was my favorite movie of the entire year. I enjoyed this movie more than I enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine, and those are my two favorite movie franchises. You can see I got the Deadpool and Wolverine hard steelbook because I love the movie so much, and then also this year I got the Knuckles TV show on Paramount Plus. I got that on Blu-ray. The reason I'm doing this video today is because IGN is completely unserious. Now, we know the joke that IGN constantly puts out sevens. They give everything a 7. But the reason I want to rail on IGN today is because they are completely unserious. They're a joke. You cannot take these people seriously. They give horribly rated games 9s out of 10s, like Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and then they give really good stuff low scores. So today, I'm looking at the IGN review, and they give a glowing review. This is by A.A. Dowd. Not sure who this reporter is. Anyway, this year Sonic has been winning. They did a lot of they sold a lot of successful. They got a lot of money out of the Sonic Shadows generation, which I played, by the way, and it is a phenomenal DLC. The game by itself was already great. The DLC is greater. Anyway, back to IGN. So if you scroll down, they gave this movie a 6, and they say okay. Better jokes, better imagery, 2 inspired comic performances by Jim Carrey. Gives this Sonic sequel an edge on its overly kiddie predecessors. Now, I gotta agree with him on that. If you watch this movie, you can tell this movie's made for a little bit older kids, more like teens. Again, this still is a kid's movie. Now, the other two movies were entertaining, even though they were more obviously for children. This movie gets into more, I guess, the shadow dark element makes it more teen friendly and adult friendly. Of course, if you're going to bring your kids to see this, you're going to have a great time. The kids are going to have a great time. But if you're older, you're much more likely to enjoy this movie because no spoilers for this movie, but there's more action in this movie with Shadow being in it. And although the plot is very basic, they don't get very plot heavy. It's simplified. To me, that brings it from like a 10 to a 9. When I got out of the theaters, this was a solid 10 out of 10. But now that I got the excitement down, the hype down, I'm going to tell you that this movie is a 9 out of 10. The reason I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 is because, again, it's oversimplified. The plot is very simple. You can see the story coming from a mile away. I'm not going to do any spoilers. It's very basic. You can see what's going to happen. It's very predictable. But where this movie really shines is that there's a lot of fan service. They do lots of Easter eggs. There's Sega Genesis Easter eggs. There's a speed joke in there for Keanu Reeves. This movie is very entertaining. The jokes are hilarious. They stick the landing. They're funny. You giggle out throughout the whole movie. The character animation, again, like the other movies, is very cutesy. It is a fun, lighthearted movie. If you watch this before Christmas or even after Christmas, you're going to have a really great time. It hits you in the feels. There is even a moment where I kind of caught myself about to cry because there are touching moments in here. I love the humans in this movie. They're not overbearing like they were in the first movie. But they're also hilarious. There's jokes in here where I was just straight up laughing my ass off. I mean, this movie is really good. And there is a mid-credit scene where I never expected to do this in a movie theater, but the entire theater, when I was in that theater during the mid-credit scene, everyone got up, screamed. Everyone was shocked. Jaws were dropping. There was loud gasp. Everyone stood up and applauded because the mid-credit scene is amazing. It gave me chills all over my body, and I think everyone else in that theater got chills in their body when that mid-credit came up, and totally not expecting that from a Sonic movie. So this movie is a solid 9 out of 10. If you're a fan of the franchise from the 90s, if you grew up with Sonic during the 2000s as a kid, if you're born in the 2000s, you're gonna enjoy this movie as a Sonic fan. From the Sonic Adventure, the soundtrack, the Easter eggs, this is a complete love letter to Sonic fans and younger kids and adults. Everyone who loves Sonic, whether you're 30, 40 years old, or if you're 10, 15, or 20, if you're any kind of fan of Sonic, you are going to love this movie. It is a hands down solid movie. Okay, so there is no reason whatsoever that they give this movie a 6 because it is more than just okay. This is not an okay movie. The first movie was an okay movie, and I would forgive anybody who gave the first Sonic movie a 6 or a 7 out of 10. The second movie was definitely a 7, 8 out of 10. This is a 9 out of 10. So there is no reason why A.A. Dowd is going to say all these positive things about this movie. And I didn't even talk about Jim Carrey. You can tell that Jim Carrey loves this movie. He is having such a good time with this movie. You can tell that someone who normally doesn't do sequels, loved this movie and recording for this film so much that he came back to do this twice. And it shows on screen. You know, his silly, goofy antics in the movie for a long time was getting old and tired throughout the years. After Ace Ventura, people started getting sick of it. It hit with certain movies like the Ace Ventura movies, The Grinch, and then it started to get a little bit tired. But for this movie, it works. It is phenomenal. He's having so much fun playing two different versions of Robotnik. You have to see his performance in there. It is really, really fun. Now, IGN is a joke. I mean, we got to look at A.A. Dowd because his review of Sonic is ridiculous. You can't say all these positive things about the movie and then say it's just an okay movie. It makes no sense. So here's some of the other movies that he reviewed. I didn't see these movies, but let's look at Red One and see what he gave it. Let's scroll down here. Awful. Okay. So I guess, you know, I didn't see that movie, so I can't really judge on it. Let's see. I heard Smile 2 was a good movie. Let's scroll down and look at his review of Smile 2. A 7 out of 10. So Smile 2 is a good movie, but Sonic. So I don't know. I guess he's not a fan of Sonic, but again, IGN is a joke. You can't take them seriously. Their scores don't make any sense. They gave the game a 9 out of 10, but they gave the movie a 6 out of 10. It doesn't make any sense. They're uncredible. This is why no one takes IGN seriously. This is why nobody takes game journalism seriously. This is why YouTube is dominating, because people don't go to these magazines and websites anymore to look for reviews. And that's a threat to their industry. So that's why they're going after video game journalists on the internet. That's why they're trying to cancel YouTubers. They don't want us to exist in the space because people are going to them for honest reviews. So again, yeah, this is ridiculous. IGN is a joke. A 6 out of 10. That is a falsehood. Anybody who watches this movie, even if you're not a Sonic fan, if you don't care two craps about Sonic, you're just taking your kids to the movie, you're going to have a good time with this movie. You're not going to be bored. You're not going to be looking at your phone. You're going to laugh. You're going to chuckle. The jokes are funny. It's entertaining. You're not going to be bored out of this movie. This is not a 6 out of 10. The lowest I'll give this for anybody who knows nothing about Sonic whatsoever is a solid 8 out of 10, because the jokes are there. If you're a grown up, you're gonna enjoy this movie. And the other movies were overly kiddie. This movie fixes that, so there's no reason why they should give this such a low score. I mean, this is ridiculous. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. Let's look at the 6. 6 is okay. Whatever, bull. That's just total bull. Don't take anything from Don't take anything from IGN seriously. They're complete joke, complete garbage. Screw those guys. Watch the movie. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna love this movie. And if you don't care about Sonic, at the very least, you'll find it entertaining. So that's just my thoughts. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.